In 19 days from now, we come to polling day in a general election in which 36 million people will have the opportunity to vote in a secret ballot. There will be immense issues at stake and momentous choices to be made. And if I have to select two which transcend all others, I think the first is the security of Britain and the authority of Britain in international affairs. Every recent event has underlined that this is still a dangerous world and emphasized the wisdom of a defense and foreign policy which is based on strength and conciliation. And what is more, this foreign policy has shown results in the past. We have come through the Cold War with our island secure. There is markedly less tension between the Soviet Union and the West. And we have achieved an act of enormous significance to mankind, and that is the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, on which we hope to build. Now, it's at this time, of all times, when the Socialist Party come forward with a proposal to abandon all control by the British government over Britain's nuclear arm. I want you to have no doubt of the consequences of such a decision. It would, of course, remove us at once from the highest councils of the world when the countries are discussing international affairs and peace and war in the nuclear age. These would be left to Russia and the United States. But for the first time in our history, such an act would mean that decisions about the future and the life of Britain would be put in the hands of another nation. Now that I will never do, and I want you to know it now. And the second issue is this. Today we have full employment and prosperity in the sense that the standard of living is better than it ever was before. Now these are not matters of political argument, they are facts which everyone can verify inside their home and not very far outside too. And we in the Conservative Party have programs of development and modernization, and they all have one objective, and that is, by the sum of the success of countless individuals, to build a community in which tomorrow is always better than today. Now that's what I've called prosperity with a purpose, and the purpose is wider opportunity and happier days for all our people. Now every individual has his own problems, and there are local problems too. But I do ask you to think most seriously about these great themes and these great issues, for on your decision on these hangs the fate of our nation.
Scotland, the new Forth Bridge, a magnificent feat of engineering, pointing the way to a new industrial future for Scotland. My task as Secretary of State for Industry, Trade and Regional Development is to help to bring this about. Already we've offered £62 million the BMC at Bathgate and a good many other factories for new industries in Scotland.
Well, I am on the buying side of a firm of maltsters and flour millers. Naturally, we buy into the thousands. Deliveries are much quicker.
Well, I've been driving now for approximately 20 years, and in the last 20 years there's been a vast improvement as far as my job's concerned, being a driver. The new roads and the bridges have brought new industry, more jobs for Scotland.
And now let us look at the northeast of England. There, shipbuilding is going ahead, chemicals are expanding, there are to be 2 new refineries, a new industrial estate on the Tees, a new town at Washington, and all over the area factories are springing up, a good many of them with government help.
Factory bring work to these people in the northeast, and I have seen in the last 2 years a good deal of improvement where other heavy industries have come, and it has provided a lot of work in the heavy engineering district. The Board of Trade have been very, very helpful. And when one thinks that from 11 months of the day that this factory was started, we occupied it and the organisation behind it from the Board of Trade.
Oh yes, when the shipbuilding closed down, of course that was it. And for a while there was nothing doing, and then of course we get the trading estates. They come in, Siemens and other people. Well, Siemens has been a while. Then the steelworks, they had a bad run for a while, and now they're back in full production, so they're all right.
I've seen a lot of changes, the new schools, new factories, the hospitals and the health service, you know, the maternity hospitals. They're really wonderful. And I came back here when I was 22 for a holiday and met Teddy, and we got married, and I wouldn't like to live anywhere else but West Hartlepool.
Well, conditions are much better than what they were, definitely. Factories going up all over the place.
I came here about 6 years old, when I was about 6 years old, and I wouldn't move if it was going to be a pension tomorrow, to tell you the truth.
My mother used to iron, my father used to steal.
We've concentrated particularly on central Scotland and northeast England because these are the areas which are changing most, where the older industries are being replaced by the newer ones. But we're also tackling the other main areas of the country. South Wales is already a great success story. And DuPonts and another large number of new industries. Then in the southeast, we've produced our proposals for dealing with the increase of population there. The Labour Party wanted us to hold these up. That would have been a body blow at the rehousing of Londoners and other people in the southeast. And so we are combining these regional programs with the great national ones. More houses, more schools and hospitals. Vital for the future of our country. We want this widening prosperity to be shared by all areas of the country. All these programs today are going ahead faster than ever before, and everyone knows it.
Well, I was born in Liverpool, and I must say over the last 5 or 6 years I've seen a great improvement. I think it's a very nice thing to see as well. I'm very interested when I go around these new estates and the layout of them. They're obviously not cramping them together too much. One thing that interests me in particular, I'm very glad to see, is this prefabrication. There's only the start made on it yet, but it is a start.
I'm a farm manager here in Tetbury in Gloucestershire, and young school leavers today.
Well, I've lived here in Reading all my life. I bought this shop 6 years ago and got on very well. It's a very prosperous town, this. All the factories here are a great help to me. Full labour, no shortage of work, and the housing going ahead like wildfire. It's grand.
Up and down the length of the country. As Chancellor, I'm especially glad to see the progress being made in areas like Scotland, for example, or the North East, where unemployment is above the national average. Because this means that the special measures in the 1963 budget are having a very real effect, and we are achieving our objective, which is to ensure that economic growth and prosperity is more evenly spread throughout the country. Now take another example, not this time a large industrial city, but a busy and thriving country town, Kings Lynn. King's Lynn in Norfolk is typical of the new bustling and growing Britain. A busy and up-to-date port serving the agriculture and the new industries of East Anglia. Crowded on market days, more trade, more to spend, more to buy. For the British housewife, prices compare well with anywhere in Europe.
There was a great improvement in this last, 3 or 4 years, and I think there'll be even greater opportunities in a few more years, because after all, industry.
Come to stay to live here. There's more light industry. There's a great number of schools being built, not only in King's Lynn itself, but in the area.
Well, I do work in a canning factory locally, and of course, as regards nationalisation, there's a point there. Now, my one dread is that if we have this nationalisation of steel, especially, it could affect, well,
it's old-fashioned and out of date, but the Labour Party are committed to it. Steel is the basis of over half our exports. Our steel industry is among the most modern in the world. There are over 250 companies specializing in different products. It's part of all our lives, from suspension bridges to screws. Everyone, every day, handles steel. Conservatives believe that choice and competition guarantee the best deal for the housewife. The Labour Their policy is nationalisation and ever-spreading state control.
If the Labour government were to nationalise things, I feel that we would have to pay more taxes.
I think nationalisation is the enemy of any private enterprise or free society such as our own.
As a housewife, I feel at the moment life is pretty good. But with nationalisation, I feel that the money has to come from somewhere, and as always, the housewife, it hits her first.
No, nationalisation is no answer to our problems, and nor are the other traditional Labour Party ideas like bulk buying or more state control or widespread subsidies. Our greatest problem, and as Chancellor I know that it is a real and urgent one, our greatest problem is to secure a new and vigorous growth of our export trade. It can be done, of that I have no doubt, but it will call for great efforts from all of us. Efforts to sweep away any restrictive practices of labour or capital that place unnecessary limits upon growth or efficiency. Efforts to increase competition. Efforts to accept change and to grasp at new methods. Efforts, in particular, to agree as a nation on an incomes policy, a policy by which incomes continue to rise, but not so fast that they push prices up ahead of them. It is from efforts such as these, and not from socialism, that our future prosperity will grow.